The rain poured down in relentless sheets, the sound of it drumming against the roof, filling the dimly lit room with a constant hum. The fireplace crackled, casting flickering shadows that danced across the walls. Two women sat close together on the edge of an old couch, their clothes damp from the storm they had barely escaped. The small cabin they found had been a refuge, and now, with the rain trapping them inside, it felt like they were the only two people left in the world. Claire's hands trembled slightly as she handed the cup of tea to Olivia, their fingers brushed, lingering for just a moment longer than necessary. The warmth of the fire fought to chase away the chill in the air, but Claire could still feel the cold water dripping from her hair down the back of her neck. "You're freezing," Olivia said softly, setting her cup down. She reached out, her fingers brushing Claire's arm, a touch so light it sent a shiver through her. "It's nothing," Claire replied, but her voice was quiet, hesitant, as if even speaking too loudly would break the delicate tension in the room. She turned her head toward the window, the darkness outside making it impossible to see anything beyond the glass. The rain was so loud, so constant, it felt as though it was closing them off from the rest of the world. "I should find something dry to wear." Claire started to rise, but Olivia's hand caught hers. "Wait." Olivia's voice was barely above a whisper. There was something in her eyes, something soft, something vulnerable. "Stay here, just for a little longer." Claire hesitated, her heart racing in her chest. The air between them was thick, heavy with unspoken words and unacknowledged feelings. She sat back down, her knee brushing Olivia's. Neither of them moved away this time. "You're soaked," Olivia said again, her voice more of a murmur now, her hand sliding up to Claire's shoulder, fingers brushing the wet fabric of her shirt. "Let me help you." Claire's breath caught in her throat as Olivia leaned closer, her fingers gently pushing the damp strands of hair from Claire's face. The closeness between them was intoxicating. There was no space left for uncertainty, for doubt. Claire could feel the warmth of Olivia's breath on her skin, the gentle tremble in her touch. "Olivia?" Claire's voice was barely audible, more of a breath than a word. Her pulse raced as Olivia's hand moved from her shoulder, tracing the curve of her neck, lingering there as though waiting for permission. "Tell me to stop," Olivia whispered, her lips so close now, her breath mingling with Claire's. "If you don't want this, tell me." But Claire didn't want her to stop. She couldn't. The yearning that had been building between them for weeks had finally surfaced, breaking through the walls they had both been so careful to build. Claire reached up, her hand finding Olivia's, holding it in place, feeling the warmth of her skin under her fingers. "I don't want you to stop." In that moment, the rain, the storm, and the world outside the cabin ceased to exist. Olivia's lips found hers, tentative at first, but then with a hunger that had been restrained for far too long. The kiss was slow and deliberate, their hands exploring each other with a tenderness that came from the fear of losing the moment too soon. The fire crackled beside them, its warmth filling the room, but it was nothing compared to the heat that surged between them. As the rain continued to fall, they let go of the storm inside themselves, losing themselves in each other, the intimacy of the night sealing the connection they had both been too afraid to acknowledge until now.